Hello, Willard Wildcats. This is Mrs. Kelly, and I am still thinking about pollination. And today, I want you to think with me about pollinators. Pollinators are the animals that move pollen from one flower to another flower.
Now, I bet you are wondering, Ms. Kelly, why are you spending so much time thinking about pollen and about flowers and about pollinators? We are not thinking about that. We are learning about producers and consumers. Well, not only are flowers the producers of nectar and pollinators the consumers of nectar, but the relationship between plants and animal pollinators is extremely important to understanding ecosystems.
An ecosystem is made up of all the living and non-living things in an area. And when people think of the living things in an ecosystem, we usually think about all the animals, and we forget about the plants. Plants and animals are both very important parts of ecosystems, and the way plants and animals interact is extremely important. Animals need plants. Animals eat plants, animals use plants for food, and animals use plants for shelter. They hide in plants, they have camouflage to hide in plants, and they make their homes out of plants, like a bird makes its nest out of twigs and leaves. But it is also true that plants need animals. Plants need animals to spread seeds. A raccoon that eats an apple is going to eat the apple seeds and all. And a few days later, that raccoon is going to do a great job distributing the seeds of the apple somewhere else. But there's one more very important reason that plants need animals. Plants need animals for pollination. Plants need those animals, those pollinators, to move the pollen from one plant to another plant, from one flower to another flower, so that the flowers can make seeds. Now let's think about 5 different animals that are all pollinators. First, let's think about bees. I bet when you think about pollinators, the first animal that you think of are the insects, bees. Bees are extremely important pollinators, and they're attracted to flowers that have very bright colors. Bees like bright colors, and they are also attracted by the sweet smell of the flowers. Another important pollinator are hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are a lot larger than insects, a lot larger than bees, but they are very, very small birds. Hummingbirds have a long, thin beak that fits up inside of a flower. They fit perfectly inside long, skinny flowers. Now, hummingbirds have a very poor sense of smell. They are not attracted to flowers with a strong smell because they can't smell it, but they do like bright colors, and they're attracted to the bright colors of flowers. Butterflies are another insect pollinator. Butterflies have very long mouth parts, and they'll go up to a flower and they will use their long mouth parts to reach inside the flower. They're looking to eat the nectar, and in the process they're going to bump up against the stamen and they're going to get pollen all over themselves. Butterflies like bright colors, but just like the hummingbirds, they have a poor sense of smell. They don't go to a flower because it smells good. They go to a flower because it is bright and colorful. Moths are similar insects to butterflies. Moths are also pollinators, except moths are nocturnal. So moths have long mouth parts, just like butterflies, but moths eat at night. They come out at night. They are nocturnal. And at nighttime, you can't see those bright colors. So moths like white flowers. And moths can detect smells, and they like sweet smelling flowers. They like sweet smells. I wanted to show you what I mean when I say butterflies and moths have long mouth parts. These pictures are of moths, but their mouth parts are the same as butterflies. And the first picture, you can see the moth's mouth is that long curled up bit that's sticking out of its head. That's its tongue. That's what it eats with. And then in the second picture, you can see that when a moth lands to eat, it straightens out that long curly tongue, and it takes that tongue and it sticks it down inside the flowers. So moths and butterflies stick that long skinny tongue down into flowers. Isn't that wild? Bats are another important pollinator. Bats, just like moths, are nocturnal. They are awake at night, and so bats eat at night. And at night, you can't see all those bright colors, so bats like white flowers. Bats are also the largest pollinator that we have mentioned, so they like large flowers. They need a large flower so they can fit their head and their body down inside the flower. And bats also have good senses of smell, so they like strong smells. I really wanted to share this picture with you. This is a picture of a lesser long-nosed bat. This type of bat lives in the desert, and it has an incredibly long tongue. Its tongue is almost as long as its body, and it eats the nectar of cactus flowers and agave flowers. And this lesser long-nosed bat is usually a light brown color. So why is it yellow in this picture? What's all the yellow? That's right, it's covered in pollen.
Now you know a lot about different kinds of pollinators. Watch my next video for a Super Scientist Challenge. I'm going to ask you to match up a pollinator with a flower. See you next time.